So it's time to move away from the P-squared Myriad application and to go to the Myriad Manager, which comes with every Myriad system. And to get hold of that, you need to go to the P-squared Myriad 3.5, and within that folder here, we've got Myriad and then Myriad Manager. We click on Myriad Manager, that will load up. And it'll ask us to log in here, and we've got our username of guest here, which is the default one, and it's our administrator account. So Myriad Manager, it looks very similar to Myriad in that it's got the 4 cart players at the bottom and also the record cart player on the bottom right hand side as well, and the familiar tabs on the left hand side. And Myriad Manager, well, let's just go over it really. It's your area to administer the system, where you can take a look at audio. It allows you to run various audio reports, also rip in CDs and import audio files, allows you to create users, and also enables you to create websites. And anything that you do in Myriad Manager will be shared amongst your other P-squared products. For example, Scoop, the newsroom software. So let's start with this audio tab, which is the one that comes up by default. So you have the ability here to import audio using the wizard, and it uses the familiar wizard that you see in Myriad itself. You can rip tracks from CD. You can also import audio files in straight away. And then we've got various reports, and we've got the audio report here, and this enables you to, well, you've got various set ones, and then you can also create your own custom reports here. So the set ones by default, the show carts with the wrong length, show carts that are not compressed, show carts with long extras. And so those are the default ones, just worth having a little click and seeing what comes up. We've also got play log reports here, and it shows you can show carts played in the last 7 days, 30 days, and also the most played carts this week. It's very useful in just figuring out how many carts and how many individual songs, unique songs that you're playing every 7 days or 30 days. And you can go in there and amend those, and just gives you an idea of how the rotation of music is going. Copyright reports enables you to produce your returns to PPL, PRS, also the Irish counterparts as well. And in here, again, you can run a custom report and you can add a new report. In the scheduled log reports here, we've got a one set by default, which is show the underrunning hours and any missing items here. So that will show you anything that's underrunning by less than 60 minutes in the total file. So let's go in there and let's take a look at our audio play logs report, shall we? And we can click here to run a custom report. We left click on that, you get these options here. We can say only show items played in the last day, 2 days, last week. So we'll select showed in the last week, or you can go in and you can select a date and time range here. You can also refine it down to carts between a particular range, and also carts played on just certain computers. If you leave that one empty, then it will take a look at all of them. And then we've got the other options here that we could collate and order results into a play count. But so if for the moment we just click on OK, goes through and takes a look at the system here and the location of the computer name here, and we've got the duration of the actual track and the duration that we actually played the files for. So you can actually see this one here, which is in black, was the only one that we played all the way through to the end. The other ones we only played a very small amount of. So you could reorder this category here, and then it just puts the ones that have been played at the top here. You can go in there and change those. If you wanted to further change that, you could click on the spanner here, and we could go in and we could say collate and order the results into a play chart. Done that, not really very much of a change there, but if we're happy with how that is and how that report is produced, we could print it off and export it to a CSV file. We can go in and edit the files. We can play those audio files there. We can refresh the search, and we can also save the search here. So if we just go back in here, it's songs played in the last week, and it's in a play count. So when we click on the floppy disk here, we could say last week and play count, and then click on OK. That saves that, and you'll see here that our newly created report is in here, last week and play count. So we can close that down, and then that way when we double click on that, it will automatically do that for us and do our play count for us as well. So that's a very useful way if you want to create a custom report, or if you know the report that you want, and you can just go straight to add a report, create it, and then it asks you what to save it as. If you want to delete that one out, just right click on it and select delete report, and then it's gone. So the audio reports and the play reports. The audio reports deals with carts on the audio wall, and the play logs are generated by items played from the cart players. So you've got audio reports here, audio play log reports, and then we've got the copyright and the scheduled log reports as well. More about these reports and how they can be customized to your own personal desires are covered in the Myriad Manager manual. So that's the audio tab. Over in the contacts and users tab here, where you can create new users, you can create new categories of users, and you can also create shared or personal users or contacts. And we'll look more into that in the next chapter. Websites. Down here in websites, you could create new website categories, also new websites, and also whether or not they are shared or personal. And this enables you to create some websites that are accessible from within Scoop, enables you to restrict which websites the users can go to if that is something that you want to do. And to create a new website, you could go to New Browser here. Brings up the browser. You could type in the address that you want to set. So we'll just type in BBC website here, and that will go off and find the BBC website. Once it has, you can then click on the plus symbol here, and you can set a description, the URL, and the category. You can also select whether or not it will be a personal one or whether it will be shared, and then we can click on OK, and then that puts that into our website list here, and we can just click on the X to remove it, and then that way we just need to double click and it will go to the website. So those are the three tabs on the left hand side. Up here on the menu here, you can log out, log in as another user, go into the printer setup, you can exit. Here, the view menu, this is the same view menu as you see in Myriad here. Also still with the audio browser as well, allowing you to highlight and play items as well. In the tools, customize Myriad, here you can go in there and it brings up our customize Myriad window, which is the same as you'll see in Myriad itself. Audio wall maintenance, here you can create a backup of the audio wall's carts information. You can also verify all the carts on the audio wall are 3.5 compliant. Database maintenance, we're going to go into that in a chapter coming up in this course. To compact or repair any database, you can also remove all the items from the scheduled log as well if you wanted to. You've got an option to quick record into the first available personal cart if you wanted to. That's where you stop it. And the directory history log, which we'll take a look at in a second. Settings, it's the audio settings, the same as we saw before. Myriad settings as well. P-squared directory settings and the license details as well in here. And then help, here we can create a support file. If asked to by P-squared, update information tells you what's in this latest version. P-squared on the web, enabling you to go to our web pages, and also about Myriad as well. Brings up the version numbers and things like that. So that is a brief overview of Myriad Manager.